max wattage 432. There's a story of a classroom of kids, and they removed all the seats from the class before the professor showed up. And when the professor showed up, he just ran class normal, had everyone sit on the ground, and he also sat Indian style on the ground. And the whole point of the story is that you don't know what to expect in terms of right. There's things that are going to happen unexpectedly in practices and games. So as long as you're relaxed and calm and adaptable, then you'll be able to plan a great session regardless of how many kids show up. There's a simple framework that you can apply. Then this is what my former skills and drills trainer Tom Turnbull, he would go, right, he would do this a routine, and the format looks like warm up, ball skills mastery, dribbling sequences, barrel game, and then finishing with 1v1 to cones, to tall cones, or pug goals with a small ball. So ball mastery, that's self-explanatory. Dribbling sequences are rhythmic dribbling patterns like outside, outside, inside, outside, inside, and then do the same thing with the other foot. Outside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Third part is barrel game. Barrel game is you can have all the kids trying to juggle with different parts of their feet into a garbage can or a landscaper's barrel or any type of vessel, right? Something that they're aiming at, and they can start from however very either close or far away. Better kids start farther, less beginners start closer, and they could use a bounce or no bounce. And you go, the progression is right foot, then left foot, then both feet alternating, then right thigh, then left thigh, then both thighs alternating, and then you finish on any body part that you want, combination of feet and thighs, with or without a bounce. Right? Better kids don't have to use a bounce. Kids who are still improving, just beginning, can use a bounce. And you don't want to use a whistle or anything. You kind of want to let them go at their own free will, so that there's a continuity, so that there's a nice flow, right? Some kids will go through the whole progression, right? They'll get the right foot, then they'll get the left foot, then they'll get, they'll fly through the progression while in the same amount of time. One kid might be struggling just to get left foot with a bounce for the length of time that given to complete the task. But if you use the whistle to try and stop the game, then I think it'll take away from the joy of that said game. So that's barrel game. The last part, 1v1 to cones, have kids paired up. If you have to step in, if you have odd numbers, then you might have to step in. If you have even numbers, you just pair them up with each other. Place a set of cones. You could use one of the sidelines as a guide. Put a line of cones on the sideline, and then put a couple yards away a set of cones that matches the cones on the sideline, and then they just not try to knock each other's ball over. They try to knock each other's cone over with the ball, and you can switch, you could rotate 3 different rounds. They play 3 different opponents, and you could keep score if you like. And yeah, that's a sequence, right? That's a format that you can use forever. And I've used that format for middle school players, for high school players, for even college players. I would use that for, because it when you teach soccer through a lens of playing fun games, then, or at least make it as fun as possible in certain ways, this progression has it's a combination of technical skills, rhythmic patterns, like rhythmic dribbling patterns, and then the juggling game and the 1v1. That's really where you see kids really shine. And that's where that's why I loved going to Tom Turnbull's skills and drill sessions, because they were so much fun. So don't worry about how many kids are going to show up. I think if you run that same routine back, you might need to invest a couple bucks into some taller cones, the ones that you could knock down, and then maybe a $20 brute a $20 brute barrel, so you know that, I mean, most fields have garbage cans that you can use, but you know, some are maybe nasty and you don't want to use them, so it's nice having a portable garbage can that's lightweight and kind of 20 gallons and not that big, so it could fit in your back seat or your trunk or whatever. So hopefully this helps, and reach out with any questions. All right, thank you.